3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 10th episode of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit and the Executioner.
Oh shit. Hey, that's my job. Hey, whatever.
You forgot to interrupt. I am the Unbreakable Spirit.
And I'm the
Executioner.
Yes, I'm the Executioner.
Anyways, we got 3 topics for you today.
Topic number 1.
We got the name change for Walter.
For some fucking reason.
We have Vince McMahon saying babyfaces don't need to win.
And NXT 2.0 versus Black and Gold.
We're going to start off with topic number 1. Vince McMahon saying babyfaces do not need to win.
Well,
I'm sure my co-host agrees with me, but I beg to differ.
Well, I haven't even stated my opinion, but...
Yeah, but you're a heel, so...
Yeah, but my opinion is, I think that it's kind of weird that Vince McMahon says that, but in my opinion, it's okay if baby faces win, but for the right reasons and the right storyline.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Yeah, like, certainly baby faces winning all the time is not
a good idea.
Because that'll make the fans turn on them and they'll become heels. If that's what Vince means, I can understand that. But also, if a babyface loses all the time, the fans will get tired of them losing and they'll turn heel. So yes. I think Vince is sort of saying that all wrestlers should turn heel, but then it's a lose-lose situation for the fans.
It's more of a lose-lose situation for storylines because you're not really sure who to boo, who to cheer.
Well, yeah, but if you're booing both competitors,
it's
no matter what, the person you don't want to win wins.
Yeah, fair enough. But, I mean, look, I get that, I don't really get where Vince McMahon's coming from, but I get if it's the point, like, hey, if heels win, because I guess he's saying that, that babyfaces should only win when it is actually important for the feud and the storyline that is going on.
Yeah, but also, you and I both know that people love an underdog story.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm not even sure if there's any underdogs in WWE nowadays.
Rey Mysterio?
Well, Rey Mysterio is just Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but he was also called the biggest little man in WWE.
Whatever.
He's like, I'm pretty sure I'm taller than him.
Anyway, but, I get where Vince is coming from, just that heels don't need to, the baby faces don't need to win all the time, but it only makes sense for certain, for whatever, I don't know. What do you think?
It definitely depends on the storyline, but it also depends on what the producers want the outcome of the storyline to be.
Right, because that's...
And think of it this way. If babyfaces never win, Roman will never lose the Universal Championship.
It's not like anyone can dethrone him since he is the longest reigning Universal Champion of all time.
I'm pretty sure there's someone who can. He just happens to be the WWE Champion currently.
which we will talk about at a later date. But yes, I heels winning is just like babyface is winning. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing because like if a baby, like what you said, if a babyface wins all the time, it just get kind of boring and then kind of predictable. But I guess,
and also the fans would turn on the babyface.
and then that babyface would become the heel, and then the heel would become the babyface.
Yeah, it was like do you remember when Becky started this whole "I'm the man" thing?
Oh yeah, that was supposed to be a heel.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a heel turn, but people were so sick and tired of Charlotte winning the women's championship
Guys,
that it made Becky a babyface, arguably
guys,
one of the biggest baby faces of this era.
guys, look, I know that I'm like this might be a hot take here, but I think the only reason that WWE just keeps putting gold on Charlotte is because, well, her dad
The
is
Nature Boy is her daddy. Woo!
yeah, like seriously, like here's the thing. What if Randy Orton doesn't break her record? What if they have her break her dad's record?
I mean, to be fair, John Cena's closer to breaking his record than Randy Orton is.
But
in fact, John Cena's tied with Rick.
Yeah. But my final thoughts on this is it only makes sense for the storyline and whatever exactly is going on. What are your final thoughts on this?
My final thoughts are that it depends on how the story is going. So basically, the what you just said,
the feud,
and that like if you really don't want to send the fans happy, then by all means
turn that person.
By all means, never have a babyface win and watch fans stop tuning into the show to where you eventually have to shut down your promotion.
But this is WWE. I don't really think they give a fuck.
Well, WWE is a global empire, and we're going to take a quick break. And we are back, and now we are going to discuss
what the hell
name change, which was just random, and it's just another sign of Vince McMahon wanting to own the names of all his wrestlers.
No, not necessarily, because I actually heard a fact that Walter didn't want to sell the copyrights to his name.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean by Vince wanting to own the name of all his wrestlers.
Oh, yeah, that makes... But Vince McMahon just changing Walter's name...
Like, remember, they've bought this is something that hasn't been... The trigger hasn't been pulled yet, but they've bought the copyright to the name Prince Mysterio.
That they've never used.
Yet.
Whatever. But anyway, that's not the thing that we're here to discuss. WWE changing Walter's name when he isn't even on the main roster. Just changing his name. Yes, the Walter. For Gunther.
Gunther. It's
from a name that was known worldwide to a name that apparently has the name of a person that was in the Nazis.
Yeah, or a Danganronpa V3 character if you're a video game nerd like me.
Hey, hang on. I don't really that's not important, but my thought on this is a big what the fuck. It makes
on that we can agree in earnest.
But this is how I really feel is that like doing it out of nowhere, where there's no storyline build up. It's just a complete curveball.
That's McMahon for you.
Okay, but what do you think, Mr. Smith?
Honestly, I wasn't paying attention, so I
Of
found
course.
about it via you, and I saw a clip on YouTube, and I was like, what kind of name is that?
Yeah, but them just, in my opinion, just can't, like, I get if you want to change a wrestler's name for storylines or for whatever, but if you just change a wrestler's name, at least it makes sense, because, like, what are you just gonna repackage the gun? What is the Gunter character gonna be a completely different thing from Walter?
I'm afraid not, but like, how is this gonna affect Imperium? Are they gonna be able to take their leaders seriously?
I mean, or are they all gonna get renamed?
Lord, I hope not. Isn't like Danny Burch a part of that or something?
No.
No, oh right, he got released, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Of course.
Yes, but them just like changing names to Gunter is, especially when he's now full time in the United States. Like, he would make occasional appearances because he was a part of NXT UK. But now that he's a first official match full time in America, and you're just like, nah, we're just going to change his name to something else for no reason whatsoever.
Something else that sounds stupid.
Like, I get WWE wanting to change, like, Biggie Langston to Biggie, or Mustafa Ali to Mustafa. That sort of stuff I get makes sense, but other times it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, a great example of a name change that doesn't make sense, that isn't going to, is changing Chad Gable from Chad Gable to Shorty G.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah, now he's back to Chad Gable again.
Yeah. Another one is Baron Corbin to Happy Corbin.
Okay. Happy Corbin, I want to say, is I will say, I don't really like the character of Happy Corbin, but I will say is what's great about Baron Corbin is he can find someone to hate you no matter what character
and once he finds it on social media, he amps it up.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm pretty sure people were saying on Twitter, I hate the concept of Happy Corbin. So he brought in Madcap Moss.
Like, yeah,
like,
but
what's worse than one Happy Corbin? Two Happy Corbins.
Yeah, but them just changing the name, if my final thoughts is it makes no damn sense, and I think that it is a waste of them changing the name, and I hope that they don't screw Walter up even worse if he ever goes up to the main roster.
My final thought is the name Walter is actually somewhat intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
And Gunther just isn't. Despite the fact the first three letters spell gun, it just doesn't work. And I wonder how long this is going to last before they change it back to Walter, so he gets some damn credibility back.
Yeah, and by the way, people, just look up Walter's chops. That is some devastating shit.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break before the final topic. And we are back for our final topic of the day, which is NXT Black and Gold versus NXT 2.0.
Spray pump or spray paint or whatever the hell it is.
Or throw paint against the wall and watch it dry, because that would be more entertaining than NXT 2.0 in some segments.
Okay, let's get your thoughts before I give my opinion here. What are your thoughts between the black and gold versus what's your thoughts on this, on 2.0 versus the good NXT versus the black and gold?
Black and gold would run circles around NXT 2.0.
Explain.
Like, let's rewind all the way back to 2012. Admittedly, the WWE Network wasn't a thing at the time, so I didn't start watching Black and Gold until 2014. But when I first saw NXT, it was still Black and Gold. And it was back during the time of Sami Zayn being in NXT.
Yes.
It was back when Triple H was in charge. And it was honestly the best wrestling I had seen from WWE in many fortnights. Not the video game. A fortnight is 20 days.
Okay, but comparing it to my thoughts of comparing NXT Black and Gold to NXT Spray Paint is, for me, the current version of NXT, it doesn't really feel like a developmental system. To put it to you like in sport, to put this into sports terms that people may understand, the NXT was like the minor leagues getting ready to build up the future. But this feels like college.
Yeah. I believe when we were talking about this, you described NXT as the minor leagues and the main roster as the major league.
Yeah. Well, to put it to you better is the Black and Gold was the minor leagues. The spray paint version of NXT
is literally baseball at the park.
Yeah. Yeah, because allow me to explain further is with NXT, with the Black and Gold NXT, you could tell who was on what side of the crowd. But with the current Black and Gold brand, I honestly can't tell who the fuck's a good guy, who the fuck's a bad guy.
Yeah, and I feel like WWE has just given up on controlling the reactions, because they used to put in sound bites of cheers and boos for wrestlers' faces. If fans were booing a babyface, Vince would be like, mute the crowd and edit in a cheering sound.
Yes.
But now it's just Vince is just I don't care what the fans do.
I mean, it's gotten to a point, whether this is I'm watching NXT or whether I'm watching Raw or SmackDown, it's really hard to tell if you're a good guy or a bad guy, because how if two people are feuding over each other in NXT, how do you know who's the good, who's bad? But
are the NXT 2.0 guys the bad guys, or the Black and Gold the good guys?
Because my honestly, how I feel about NXT spray paint is, it doesn't really feel like it's even a part of the Black and Gold thing. Felt it was a part of WWE. It just felt like it was creating the future.
Can we mention how the NXT 2.0 logo doesn't even have the WWE logo on it?
Yeah, but the thing that another thing that I'm noticing is that NXT Black and Gold, it felt like a third company. Well, this one,
a third brand.
It legit felt like a third company within WWE. But the Black and Gold brand just feels like, honestly, just feels like
Black and Gold had banger after banger after banger.
Hang on. Yeah, but what I was saying is the Black and Gold like felt like its own separate company, while this version of NXT just feels like a main
Another
event.
main roster show.
It feels like TNA.
Yeah, what it feels like to me is a third main roster brand, which is not good.
Because my final thoughts are NXT Black and Gold had banger matches, knew how to develop the future stars, but with the current Black and Gold brand, I mean, with the spray, they have a character that sleeps.
Yeah. And she actually participated in a match.
So what are your final thoughts, please?
Black and Gold greater than 2.0.
My final thoughts on this topic, which we will be discussing, folks, is that the Black and Gold brand was better at putting on matches. You could tell who was a babyface, who was a heel, and it really felt like, you were more invested in what was going on. But as compared to the spray paint version of NXT, I can't really tell, what exactly is going on. And
you're starting to repeat yourself, dude.
Okay, not to mention, whatever, I'm done.
And I concur with you, but that's all the time we got. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussions. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will be at odds.
See you next week.
Bye.